that cybersecurity thrives on thinking differently, and this is why the neurodivergent professionals that we have, for me, are the greatest untapped talent pool. So if you think about high stakes environments like security, for example, the threats that we face in security themselves are quite diverse. The threat actors themselves are from all over the world, so they are thinking very diversely as well. So the people that we need to defend against these threats, they themselves need to be diverse. They need to be able to think differently. They need to be able to think like the threat actors. They need to be able to notice those blind spots. They need to be able to see risks differently. So, whether it's when we talk about diversity, whether it's gender diversity, ethnicity, or neurodiversity, we need these people to be able to think one step ahead of the threat actors. And when that happens, we accelerate innovation and we start making decisions that stand up to the real world. And that is when diversity actually becomes a strategic advantage. Okay, so when it comes to gender equality in tech, we're great at recruiting women in tech, but the main problem lies when it comes to retaining them and helping them progress. What we're not good at is understanding that women don't leave tech because of their ability or inability. They leave because the system itself wasn't built with them in mind. And what I mean by that is, you have the lack of somehow mid-career support. This is the time when women are in their mid-career positions that they need additional support. For example, if they're going to become a parent or are a parent, they need additional support. And some businesses, some organizations are not fully equipped to understand that or to give them the support. And what happens is women end up leaving. So I think with organizations, we need to have bias-aware policies. We need to have really robust mid-career support for them. And more importantly, we need kind of leadership cultures that prioritize equity, that prioritize psychological safety, and even fair progression for women. So whilst we're great at ticking the boxes to say we recruited this much percentage increase in women in our organization or in tech, we need to see how many of them are actually staying in the organization. And I think we get gender equality not when we think about it just in terms of numbers, but when we look at how many are staying and, more importantly, thriving to become the leaders of tomorrow. So neurodiversity in cybersecurity is one of my favorite topics because I work in cybersecurity, and what I understand is the kind of traits and behaviors that neurodivergents have are so critical to some of the cybersecurity roles that we're currently trying to fill, right? We have such a gap when it comes to skill sets. The type of neurodivergent traits I'm talking about are things like hyperfocus, or attention to detail, or pattern recognition. These are some of the behaviors that we need in some of our cyber analysts who are looking at patterns for anomalies within our networks. And some of the neurodivergent analysts we have are able to notice that better than even any of the AI tools we have because of that strength in them. And I see those behaviors as strengths personally. And this is where, with neurodivergence in cybersecurity, we're bringing creativity, we're bringing precision, and we're building resilience within our teams. So I feel that cybersecurity thrives on thinking differently, and this is why the neurodivergent professionals that we have, for me, are the greatest untapped talent pool that we really need to get into. So normally when I'm speaking in my public engagements, I want the audiences to feel empowered, and I always go with that intention for audiences to feel empowered. I want the audiences to feel that they can challenge the norms, and they can embrace inclusivity, whether it's about, inclusive security, inclusive leadership, bringing in diversity in their organizations. I want them to think about how very small changes in behaviors can shape the culture in their organizations. But one point I'd make is, when I speak, I just don't want the audience to listen. I want to inspire them to take away some action points that they will go and implement and create positive impact in the world. If after I've spoken, the audience leave feeling that they can personally drive some change, then I feel like my job is done and transformation in the world has already begun at that point.